In today's Money Watch, we have financial advice for recent college graduates and their families, especially if they had to borrow for school. Right now, Americans owe more than $1.7 trillion in federal loan debt. The average federal student loan debt balance is more than $37,000. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here to help new grads tackle that debt and their overall finances. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm great.
All right, so these federal student loan payments are suspended through August 31st. How can recent graduates prepare for those upcoming payments?
I got to start by please warning folks that, you saw that number that the average is about 37 or 40,000 of outstanding student loan. I'm hearing from a lot of students who are like, well, it's probably just going to all get erased, right? So don't count on that.
Fingers crossed, right?
Exactly. I think that there is a possibility that 10,000 does get erased, and it may be weighted based on how much money you earn, but don't count on everything being gone. And so when you think about what is my average student loan debt, what is the payment that I need to make? You need to go into the system, figure out what you owe, and make a list. Be sure to understand what is the interest rate that it will be charged for you as of September 1st. And sure, if you're lucky enough, great. Some of it is gone. But beyond that, you're going to
prepare as if you're paying off the whole thing.
Absolutely. And, before we had COVID, the most common payment that people had was, say, $200 or $300 a month. You hear these terrible stories. It's thousands of dollars. There are cases like that, but most common, we're trying to get people to pay off that debt within 10 years of graduation. And I think a lot of these kids really can do that.
So how do you start, Jill, to even have a responsible financial life? If you're starting a new career, hopefully you've got a job, and you have student debt, how do you even begin to make the best use of your money?
I think this is a great moment for people to just sort of take a deep breath and say, hey, I have a job, because we know that these students are actually graduating into a very hot labor market. So many of them will have jobs.
Okay.
And so now you know what's coming in from that job, how much money you're going to make. The problem is we don't like concentrating on what's going out. So what we really want to focus on is, what are you spending money on? And that may mean that if you're not living with your folks anymore, maybe you're paying rent for the first time in your life. Maybe you have to pay for your food. Maybe you have to actually figure out who's buying that first round of drinks for you, not you buying for them.
And you say keep track of all that stuff.
And you've got to keep track of it. You know that about 2/3 of Americans.
Who does that, Jill?
1/3 of Americans. Thank you for saying that.
I'm like,
1/3. I mean, listen, there are people like me who love the spreadsheet. There are tons of apps out there. Actually, millennials are quite good at keeping track. They've been very good to do that. So you want to keep track of that money. What are you trying to figure out? How much money can you free up every single month to be able to put money down on your debt? Again, highest interest debt comes first, because we know that kids are graduating with student loan debt, but there may be credit card debt. There may be an auto loan. You've got to price that out, and you say, let me attack highest interest debt first. That's most important. If you are lucky enough not to have any debt, guess what? You can start saving, and that's a beautiful thing.
All right. Yeah. Miracle upon miracle, you got all your debt covered.
Miracle upon miracle.
Right? How much savings is the goal? What should you shoot for?
When people are coming out of school, once you get that debt cleared up, I think that there's two forms of saving. Gayle, this is dedicated to you. Emergency reserve fund, which I know everyone gets on me for saying 6 to 12 months of your living expenses.
It used to be 3 months.
Yeah, but I like 6 to 12 because life is uncertain. So you really want to try to save as much as you can in that emergency reserve fund. But then there's long-term saving. And that might be a retirement account. So we're looking for 10 or 15% between the two. If you are looking at, I've got debt, I have to save into my emergency reserve fund, and I want to save for retirement. Think of it this way. Your debt and your emergency reserve fund are your primary goals. But that retirement account, if you've got a match from your employer, don't give away that money. Try to put 6% there, and you're whittling it away. The beautiful thing about graduating right now is you've got time on your side. Let's form the good habits early, and parents and grandparents, help foster that environment.
I'm glad you brought that up. In 2003, I was a rookie in the NFL, and I was being told I need to focus on retirement. I was just trying to make the team. But they were right, though. And how important is it for young people, these recent grads, to start thinking about retirement right now?
I bet if I did a poll of everybody on this set, the first thing they would say is, the thing I should have done is put as much money as possible in my retirement plan as early as possible. So let me be clear about one thing. We have high inflation right now, right? What is on sale relative to where we were 6 months ago? Stocks and bonds. Right now, you can buy stocks at a 20% discount of where they were 6 months ago. Guess what? If you're starting out in your retirement plan right now, you've got time on your side, you've had a market that's in a bear market, it is time to get busy.
Slide a little bit in
Get
there.
in the habit
Index
a
funds.
little bit more every single
After
year.
Jill's retirement plan, you're going to have $5 extra for the week.
Yeah, that's right. Woo-hoo. Get that cup of coffee.
Have fun. Don't go crazy.